Hey everyone, welcome back to Augmented Marketers podcast. Today with Annie Manjavidze. I'm really bad at
Manjavidze.
Manjavidze. She's the founder, CEO of Crosscreators, and they help brands to increase their ROIs through augmented reality marketing. So I'm super excited to talk to you today. Thank you for being here.
As always, Rich, I'm super excited that we at last got to chat about augmented reality. And I'm really excited to share all the experiences, what we have from Crosscreators.
Yeah, you guys are doing some amazing things and growing really, really fast and like really far ahead of the game and stuff. So I guess you've developed quite a lot recently and you've got a lot of sort of announcements and things coming out. Is there anything like specific you want to sort of mention that you're working on at the moment or something you're doing at the moment?
So we just launched our redesigned website platform where brands can create their own profiles and list their jobs in augmented reality. But how we help the brands who are stepping in the augmented reality in the first days is that they can receive concept ideas and budget offers from international creators, and from them they can choose the specific favorite one and start collaborating with them. So it's easier for them. It's not time consuming as it is in an agency, for example, or like some specific other platforms. Our main announcement is that we just got in XR program in Startup Wise Guys. This is acceleration program for immersive technologies. So it's really good step for Crosscreators to move fast and scale in different kind of countries. Our main customers come from mainly Europe and CIS countries. We started from Georgia, and there we were first movers for marketing teams, and that's why we moved really fast. And at this point, we have around 1,000 international paying customers, where we help mainly to cover whole AR landscape, starting from social media filters, web-based or application-based AR.
Amazing. Yeah, that's really good to hear. So what got you started in augmented reality in the first place? Were you a creator beforehand or just interested in the space? Tell a bit.
Yeah, my background lies in marketing. I was CMO for one startup, and classic advertising doesn't work anymore, and it was 4 years ago as well. So I decided to do something amazing, something unique. I wanted to try Instagram filter. It was really simple, but at that point, my struggle has begun. I couldn't find experts here in Georgia. I went through international market and I struggled because trust issues, I didn't know at that time what type of background should I search exactly. So I decided to jump into with professional agency, but it was too expensive for a startup, as you know. So I decided to do something about it because this simple filter came out to be really good in sense of marketing objectives. So our main objective was brand awareness at that time, and it shoot really quickly. We had in 2 weeks around million reach, and for Georgia, whenever in the country we have only 3 million people living, it was amazing. So I decided to do a lot of more for different kind of companies. I started out as a small agency. I had relationship with different kind of creators from Spark AR community and Snapchat community, and then whenever we got bigger and bigger clients, decided to scale it up and do some kind of platform where you can connect with professionals, having your own CRM, analytics to have all the results from your campaign.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I really like something you mentioned there about the fact that you were able to get 1 million impressions on the ads.
In 2 weeks.
In just 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
I feel that's something that's hugely overlooked with AR marketing. I think people just see it as this sort of obscure creative. But even organically, I've seen people get, and this was a guy that did the Squid Game filter, and I talk about this all the time.
Great.
500 million impressions organically. And I think that was within 2 weeks as well. So just the chance that as long as it can get something that people are super interested in and you got the right concept, it can reach so amazing.
Right. You have to catch the trend.
Mm.
So you always have to have the social listening part in your marketing team. And whenever something trendy comes out, you have to jump on it. And also like what I like about social media AR is that whenever you advertise those stuff, there are not a lot of marketers who know how to do it. So you have space. There is no much competition. So in less budget, you can reach more people. That's the like perfect timing just to jump on AR marketing right now.
100%. Yeah, and it's something we see like with our tests as well, with people we're working with, is their CPMs tend to be like a third to a fifth of the price that they were paying before, because no one's running that same creative. So the competition usually matches the creative type along with the audience and all this sort of things, like all come into the CPMs. It's just so much lower because part of the component is like no one else is running it and it's like a blue ocean. But the other one is like, because it's so interactive and immersive, people are spending a long time on there. The platform actually prefers it. So they keep, keeping people on the platform, and then, they're rewarding you with good costs in that way.
Yeah, engagement is crucial in today's world, right? Because like whenever people see around 6,000 ads every day, whenever this user is engaging with your advertisement, like for at least 30 seconds, it's amazing, right? So big brands have been doing it like for years right now, but the SMBs have already started to do so, because like this hype around metaverse made it like quicker them to catch up with this trend. So in the near future, it will be much more simple to create content and advertise it. And like people like you, people like in our community are those people who are uniting their forces to make it happen. So let it happen.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be something that's this obscure things. And I want to ask you a question about like common myths. And I think one of the common myths is like AR is only for huge brands like Nike or Adidas or Burger King or something like that. And it's definitely not. What are some other common like misconceptions about AR within marketing that you get quite often?
Yeah, the worst pain point is that people think that it's nice to have feature and it's only for fun, because because of the Pokemon Go and the filters, they assume that they can do different kind of like serious stuff, and we always explain that you can implement AR strategy on each channel of marketing funnel. So starting from brand awareness to sales boosting, it's crashing. Yeah, it's the best strategy you can use in 21st century.
Yeah, 100% agree. And I think it's people just need to look at what's working for them already and then just reconsider how that could be a more immersive experience. So whatever value you're giving the customer now or the experience you're giving them, how can you make that into something much more immersive and envision that into AR? And in that way, you're not testing something new, because like that's one of the biggest things when I talk to people about AR, they're like, oh, it's something new and it's not coming yet until glasses are out. But it really is just a way of re-envisioning things that are already working really well. And I guess that's something that you probably see as well, people worried about.
Yeah, whenever they are taking the first steps in augmented reality, the first assumption is like they have like specific budget, right? So they somehow think that they have to risk to try this social media or even web AR direction. But whenever like it's only just for try. Whenever they try, it's never going back. Like whenever like our clients come on the first stage, they always come back, because like whenever they see the results, it's that much huge that they are not going back on like traditional strategies like SMS marketing, for example. Here in Georgia is very popular, banners, or even video production. With like compared to video production and video content, engaging rate is 4 times bigger with augmented reality.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
So that's the answer. And like also, why do people and consumers love augmented reality? Because they become hero of the experiences, right? It's not like you are seeing some ad, irritating ad on the screen, and like, for example, for sunglasses brand, right? Whenever you see sunglasses on other's face, okay, it looks nice, but you don't know it looks nice on your or not. And with AR, these e-commerce brands have the ability to make their customers try before they buy, right? So like our customers mainly come from this space because it's easier them to understand the benefit of augmented reality. But I'm always afraid them not to frame augmented reality only because of like e-commerce direction.
Yeah.
We have clients from banking, we have clients from fashion, we have clients from restaurants, different kind of directions. So we haven't find our like sweet spot yet, so them to target, because like we have individual clients who are influencers as well, and they want to promote their brands in unique and engaging way, but also like big enterprises like banking and financial systems.
Yeah.
And also,
Sorry.
And also gambling is really interested in, because like they cannot target a lot of people, so they are using it in a sports direction as well.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, didn't think about that. Of course, there's certain things you can't do with AI, like smoking, drinking, stuff like that. I mean, there's ways around it, but that's quite interesting. There'll definitely be, and sexual stuff, I guess that goes along with it. But there's definitely ways around things that you couldn't run typical ads with. I've never really thought about that. So yeah, any other examples of things like that? Because that could be really attractive to some people.
Yeah, of course, because like we have like several clients from the gambling, but what they are doing is that they are making new company, like underlying and educating about sports events, for example. They are concentrated about like esports. So they are giving out all the news and all the stuff, like not only in like blogs and vlogs, but also they are issuing some kind of mini games in sports direction. For example, football, Instagram filter, or basketball. So it's really good space to search and to implement.
Yeah, that's really cool. And something I was thinking before when you were talking about sort of industries, do you feel that there's certain industries that are more like more suitable for AR, or do you honestly feel like it could just be whatever, like it could just be for any industry?
So at this point, like we're more concentrated on B2C brands. So to those brands who sell their products or services for public, right? But I'm also really interested to diving into B2B space, because like imagine your inbound marketing doing with AR. So it will be really amazing, like for B2B brands, because like at the end of the day, like B2B owners and B2B customers are also human beings, right? So it shouldn't be so that much strict and like really framed strategies. So they can use it in any way.
Yeah, I think it just takes the right concept. I've seen so many examples of B2C, B2B, even SaaS companies selling, networking solutions and things like that using AR, because it's just about the concept and the experience you're giving people. It's not about, I think another common myth, I guess, is that people think AR is just for try-ons, or it's just for, beauty filters. But it's like, those are two small components of, hundreds of ways that you can use the thing.
Like I would say it's all about your creativity and how well you know your customer. So if you can answer 3 questions, the first one, like what your customer want to think, feel, and do, then like you can come up with the creative idea what you can do with augmented reality, because there are no borders, like whatever comes to your mind, you can do it, and it's better consumable from your consumers, rather than like compared to static banners, for example.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's it's quite funny that the comparison I use sometimes with AR is like people used to use billboards for advertising, and then
Right.
it became TV, and then people were doing ads on TV, and of course at
Mm-hmm.
the time everyone was like, no one's going to get anything from ads on TV, and now we're going from static video creative to AR and VR and the more immersive technologies. I feel like it's the same comparison. So I guess my question, like leading in here, is how do you feel the adoption of AR within marketing is going to go over the next few years? Is it a dominating thing? Do you think there's going to be a little bit of time before it starts to play a bigger role? Like, how do you see it sort of folding out in the future?
So word itself says that it's some kind of like bringing digital assets to our reality. So you can implement AR with different kind of strategies, digital strategies and even offline strategies. So you mentioned billboards, for example, or printing materials. So these retail companies are using this pretty much whenever they are printing their materials. So they like flat or office they are building. Whenever you move the camera on this printing version, you see the actual mock-up with whom you can interact. You can go inside the rooms, see this 360 degrees room, change colors, and like you can be in virtual reality without headset.
Yeah.
So I think that we're getting there. We're getting there. All we lack right now is like educational part, and like Gen Z is coming on the top of the market, so they know about augmented reality, and the marketing strategies of companies is changing like daily basis. So it's innovatable, like there was like paintings, there was these billboards, GIFs, video production, and the next phase is augmented reality. Because like it has benefits not to use your own reality, but extend it and make it even more better.
And how do you feel the adoption will rely on AR glasses? Like, are we in a place where AR will become a bigger thing when the glasses all roll out in 2023, 2024? Or is there, as you said, like the education, we already have the tools to be able to like use AR every day. So is it waiting?
I think that, yeah, I think it's not about tools. Like brands do love to make like strategy decisions whenever they are into something and they know about something a lot. So I think that cases they are seeing nowadays is the like core for their future campaigns, because like even though like we have cameras right in our pocket and like each person can engage with augmented reality, but it's not enough to only have these technologies. Like technologies are being made because like we are in need of something, right? So whenever these AR things will be everyday life, it will become even faster. So, okay, we have sunglasses, for example, tomorrow, but if no content creation is done, so it's nothing for us, right? But like, but anyway, compared like last year to this year, it's like crucial difference, right? People know what is augmented reality somehow. They can already like compare each other like VR and AR. Not that deep, of course, but anyway, they are in that stage that they know about Instagram filters. They know about Snapchat filters. They don't know how to take all the advantages and how to advertise it. But here comes companies like you, companies like me to help them. And like from time to time, it will change.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you're right. I think there's going to be this sprint, and everyone's suddenly going to be super interested in it, and they're all suddenly going to want to learn as much as possible about it. And I've seen, I think it's a Snapchat census that they took from 2019. The adoption of AR was like 0.6 billion people. 2020 was 0.8. 2021 was near to 1 billion. And I think this year it's meant to be like towards like 1.5 billion or something like that. And then within 2021 alone, there was 200 million people using AR to shop specifically. So of that section, of that, there's such a big section of that to be shopping. So we think about the market of the people that are in there. Like, it's just something that people take advantage of, and only, you know, the big brands are taking advantage of it right now. So,
but you know, like, what's interesting part there, like, these people are using augmented reality, but they don't know that it is called augmented reality.
Yeah, right.
So like, what we're doing right now, we are educating, like, what does augmented reality mean? But it appears that they have already used it, right? But it was not that much propaganda like it is around the metaverse, right? But we all know that metaverse will not exist without AR and VR. 100%. But people don't know it. Like, many brands come to us and they want, like, this keyword that they want to get into metaverse. And like, the worst part is that they don't have objective. Why they want to get in metaverse, they don't know it. So we always come back on, like, brainstorming side whenever we give them, like, homework with these 3 questions I already mentioned, like, what do you want to achieve with your customers? Like, what do you want them to feel, think, or do? And like, whenever really they sit down with their team members and think all about it, like, the new and craziest ideas come up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I think it's best for people who know the customer the best to really come up with these concepts and work with the creators, really, ideally. So I guess my next question would be, like, what if someone's, you know, an e-com brand or a marketer or agency, which tends to be our audience, if they wanted to get started on this, like, where would you, like, what resources would you point them to, and how would you sort of direct people to start learning about this, start getting this, you know, in their mind, and start taking action, really? Like, how would you sort of give them a tip to get started?
So it will be like more like advertising stuff, but we do a lot of content marketing. We have newsletter, we have our vlogs and pre-recorded webinars with different kind of agencies. One of them is also with you about augmented reality marketing, and it was really amazing and really useful. Whenever they ask about how to advertise with augmented reality, we always, like, send out this link with you. So it's not even like, we do believe in learn by doing. So whenever they start A/B testing with Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat filters, they will know, like, what type of content is better for their consumers. And like, it's with like static banners, right? You are A/B testing what works well.
Yeah.
So,
sorry.
But also, like, whenever the brands are landing on Crosscreators, they have 2 options: whenever they know specifically what they want and whenever they don't know what to do. So we're helping them to write their brief. It's really, like, really nice and small and short brief builder whenever they are filling out, and like, in 2 minutes they are receiving different kind of concept ideas from international experts who are working with the clients these years and have huge experience in, like, AR marketing. So yeah, the first thing is that they need to decide that they want augmented reality and test it out.
Yeah, I guess they need to know, start to understand a little bit how to leverage it, and like why they should be leveraging it. And I guess a lot of the stuff that we've gone through and a lot of material you have that will help with that. And the next stage is just, you know, get the idea out there, start talking to a creator, start putting these briefs out, start to get, you know, things back. And then, you know, you'll find things that stick. And as long as you've got, as you said, like your objective in mind, then you'll be able to get something like really solid. And it's also something like, I definitely tell a lot of people who are interested in doing AR, it's just like any other creative. It's not just do one AR and then suddenly your whole world turns around. It can happen, and it has happened, like with some of the stuff that we've done, but it's just like any other creative. Is you need to split test it. You need to test different audiences, you need to test different campaign. You know, we created like top of the funnel type AR, and it actually worked better for warmer audiences. And we created some brand awareness stuff, but it was better for like building up like a list for a giveaway and things like that. So you know,
Yeah, it should be a funnel. It should be a marketing funnel.
yes.
So it can be hybrided with social AR, with web AR as well. But people assume that, oh, it's magical. So one-time filter can help me. So it doesn't work like this. Maybe if this filter goes viral, of course, but you will not get results in just one testing out filter, right? So you can, like you said really correctly, we also compare with like traditional marketing strategies. So how you plan your one campaign to boost your sales, and you're starting from brand awareness, like then like educating stuff, then giving some giveaways, discounts, and then you are giving them the main message, for example, like to come and buy our product. But it has to be like, I always call it, it's a relationship, you know.
Yeah.
You have to, yeah, you have to have like, you have to start with flirting and like step by step go on to that point whenever you can say to that customer or your person that you are in love with them, right?
Yeah.
So, and they have to be ready for that, because like they have to have relationship with you beforehand.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, because I think especially with Facebook and Instagram advertising, the lack of data means that personalization of ads has become really difficult. And that's actually why I got interested in doing AR, because AR was the most personal way that you could create an ad and build an instant relationship with people, and even get them, as you said earlier, spend 4 times longer than they would with a video ad in an immersive ad, in an AR ad itself. So I think, yeah, as we've been saying a lot, like it's definitely something to look into before the mass adoption happens. And we're all very sure it's going to happen. I guess we just don't know when, and just educate yourself as much as possible. So I guess I'd like to ask you, like, where would be the best place for people to reach out, like for you personally, or for your, for cross creators, like where would be the best?
So I'm always open people to reach out on social media. They can reach out on LinkedIn, like whenever, like you can write down my name. It's really easy to find me. And also they can also go to crosscreators.com and reach out on our support channel, or even shoot to ask question, or even they can register, and whenever they register, they will have all the guideline what they will need to implement or order new project in augmented reality. So it's super easy. But if they have questions and you want to chat with me, I also offer like free educational stuff whenever we have the demo call on Crosscreators, and we always try to be unique with every brand and give them like really unique ideas, customized for their needs, of course. And like I will add also, like whenever brands decide to take user centric approach, they have to use augmented reality, because no other medium works like this, because like customer feels that this advertising was made for them, and this is what matters.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, well, it was amazing to talk to you, and I think there's so much work to be done, for a lot of people, a lot of education, and people should reach out if they've got questions. But yeah, super amazing to have you on, and I think sometime in the future I'd love to have you back on again. And
it will be a pleasure for me.
Yeah, I think depending on how things are, then we might be living in the AR metaverse. We'll be talking a completely different story, but we'll see. But yeah, thank you for coming on. It was amazing to talk to you.
Thank you for inviting, and thank you that you are doing this stuff. It's an amazing job for me.
No, it's amazing. All right, thank you very much. Speak to you later.
Okay, bye.
Cool.